Welcome everybody. I hope everybody's having a wonderful weekend. I'm having a pretty good one. I had to go to work today, but that did not get in the way of me having a good weekend. Howdy. Here, let me go ahead and just swap out my image here, because I'm not doing a game capture. There we go. That's a little funky, but it's okay. Let's go ahead and fix that. We're going to be doing some live manipulation here. Let's see. So I can't get this correct. There we go. And a little bit. That's pretty good. Alrighty, cool. Yeah. Live updates here. as the wind blows, be like water. You must become one with the container you are in, right? Must be one with the medium. all right, so let me get my so apparently when I go to record, I'm only recording off what my microphone is recording, and so my podcast is not getting the full audio, meaning it's not getting the music, which is kind of sucky. Anyway, let me show off my shirt right here. This, if you guys know anything, is saying Hakuna Matata. And yeah, that's words I live by, and they're pretty good. It's no passing phrase, guys. It means no worries. Yeah, so I hope everybody's doing well. We're gonna get started here. I'm gonna start showing off. Oh, you know what? I have not made my image for. Hey, what's going on, Insomniac? Howdy. I have not made my screenshot for the YouTube yet. Let me do that real quick before I get started. Creator Studio, live streaming. I'm gonna do a weird smile here because it's for the thumbnail. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a quick thumbnail. So let me get this out. Let me go ahead and file, open, desktop, initial shots. This one works. Select all, delete, and then we're gonna go like a nice big old smile, paste that down. Now let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit. Let's go ahead and select all, crop. Let's go ahead and cut that out. Bing, crop, save, down to this thing, change thumbnail, and open. Uploading thumbnail. Thumbnail updated. Your audience will see it in a moment. Huzzah! We've done it. All right. So how's everybody tonight? How's everybody doing? I'm showing off the things that I've bought / trying to sell this week, and other information and news about what's going on in the world of Pokemon cards, pops, comic books, and other things that I may be dabbling in. So I hope everybody. There's that Oho. I'm going to go ahead and get that other one in the shot. It's a little bit better. There we go. Move this one up right. Yay! All right, cool. We got Ohos in the shot. Cool. Yes, just it's a little warm today, so you guys see me sweating. That's why. It's a nice warm 15th of Sunday. So let me go ahead and let's get this audio started right here. I'm gonna go ahead and put this over yonder. Put my Maybe I'll just have my glasses on here for half a second. For those of you joining me, welcome to the Squirtle Squad. You are now all honorary members, and of whatever pirate crew you may be a part of. You just also happen to be a member of the Squirtle Squad now. There's no, why would you even want to like be a part of something else now that you're part of the Squirtle Squad? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, let me go ahead and put this to charge. My cell phone holder lost its little grippy things. I wonder if it's even going to be able to hold it. It does. Good. Alright. Alrighty. That's charging. I'm just going to leave that there for now. I am, though, going to go ahead and use my phone to put this thing on a couple other locations real fast before we get started with the podcast itself. So thank you guys for being very patient with me. Thank you. If you guys have any questions right now that you would like me to answer during the podcast itself, go ahead and shout them out. I will try my best, my darnest, to go ahead and answer those questions during the podcast. Get to the stream itself. Copy link. Very good. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on my paste. Post. There we go. And go ahead and get to here, paste, cut, post, publish. Everybody good? Everybody hanging tight? Very good, very good. What you're seeing on screen right now is Shining Celebi cards, Harry Potter holding up, what's that ginger, it's not a ginger root, it's I know the name, it's on the tip of my tongue. What's the airspeed of an unladen swallow? Wow, that's a good question. Let me see if I can find that for you. It may not get into the podcast, but god damn it, I'm gonna see if I can find it. That sounds interesting. Unladen swallow. Unladen swallow speed. 31 to 40 miles per hour. The quote itself is from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. That's beautiful. Thanks, Insomniac. We all need it. Who doesn't need a little bit of Monty Python in their life? Everybody does. Lol. Such a random question. That's great. Alright. Glad we're having fun. This is good. This is a good start. This is a good start, man. You're a good hype man. I'm glad. You make an awesome hype man, Insomniac. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. If you guys hear my fan, it's because it is a little warm. If y'all could just bear with me. Thank you. Alright. Let's see here. Okay, everything's posted. I think I just have one more location to post real fast. Let's see if my phone is liking me at the moment. Go ahead and post here because we're probably going to talk. Discard. Okay, cool. We're probably going to talk a little bit also about WoW at the moment. Let me see what the what's the drop date for BFA? BFA release date August 14th. Okay, so we still got like a month from now. Cool, I still have time. Awesome. But I think there's like pre-patch stuff that's like dropping already. So just so that I don't look weird, cut, post. I'm posting this also in my like guild forum, not my, well, kind of my guild, but not my guild. It's the guild that I'm in. I'm
quote unquote kind of a founding member of. We're called Oh My God Ponies because we couldn't get Squirtle Squad, unfortunately. It's here. Somebody already had it in the Area 52 server, so we couldn't get it, sadly enough. Pew. But yeah, I'm glad you guys are here. All right, everything's posted. Everything is there. Very good, very good. All right, let's get started. Okay, let me go ahead and, all right, mic is working good. Anchor starts recording. I'm gonna start off with my intro, guys. So if it sounds weird that I'm introducing myself, this is why. It's because we're gonna start the podcast. Okay, because this thing, somebody's gonna have to remind me, and I'm gonna have to figure out a way to look at this thing when an hour is starting to come up. So if one of you guys, I don't know how this is gonna work, if somebody could throw down the a host or a like or something at around an hour mark when I say go, so that maybe like 5 minutes before an hour mark, so I can get my outro out of the way, because I can't see and do the podcast while I'm over there all at the same time. So if somebody can help me with that, that would be great. This is how low high tech we're doing this right now, because my screens are facing one wall and where I'm at is like, see my hand? It's like over here. It's like I'm not gonna be able to see when an hour is getting really close, and that's when like the medium, when Anchor cuts off the podcast. So here we go. All right, so I'm gonna do my intro. Cool, you got me, Insomniac. Awesome. All right, here we go. 1, 2. Welcome. This is going to be another podcast for Designated Inquirer. We're talking today about Pops, Pokemon, and comic books. We're going to be catching up on a little bit of news, and I'm also going to introduce myself because I figured out that I haven't actually introduced myself to the audience since I've started. So, who am I? My name is Axel, okay? It's kind of weird that I even have a podcast or something else that it's not named Axel. I know it's kind of weird, but I just wanted, to have a different name. And so yeah, that's why it's named Designated Inquirer, because I want to be your designated inquirer on a lot of random different topics, whether or not that's a bunch of collectibles, which everybody loves to nerd out about, or physics, or the economy, or engineering, technology. Like, there's so many topics that happen to be really amazing to like investigate and to dig into and to nerd out about and to like just learn, which I hope I can be a resource to you guys. So that's why I'm doing all this. Also, at some point in the future, I'd like to all my endeavors somehow lead me to make things that would somehow end up on Mars. That's my moonshot goal. So I hope y'all can appreciate that. I know it sounds a little far-fetched, but why not try? Gonna be like Gary Vee a little bit, and like him and buying his New York Jets. I want to make something that'll make it to Mars. That's my goal in life. I want to help out humanity in that way. So my education, I'll just get that out of the way. I've been trained as an economist because I hold my bachelor's degree from Cal State San Bernardino. I nearly finished my master's in mechanical engineering from Cal State Los Angeles. I do have my engineering and technology degree, so I know a lot of things about a lot of different stuff. I also at one point had my real estate license. I have an art minor, and I probably know how to flip houses. I know a little bit about chemical engineering because my dad's a chemical engineer. My brother's a chemical engineer. I know a little bit about industrial engineering because my brother's an industrial engineer. And who doesn't like physics? So, and it just so happens that I study that. So I know a lot of different things, and it's hard to stay concentrated because I like investigating other things so much. So, but back to the topic here of Pops, Pokemon cards, and comic books. So let's get down to it, guys. Here I go. I'm going to meander now over to where I have all these things shown. So if you guys want to, if those listening to the podcast would like to see any of the things being shown and that I'm talking about, go ahead and watch me on YouTube, Facebook, Mixer, and or Twitch. All the video will be hosted there, but the podcast will be hosted on a bunch of other places like Spotify. I am on Spotify now. I'm on Anchor, Stitcher, and a few other places. I don't have the complete list in front of me right now, but I'm there. So, and I'm also happen to be on Twitter, and I'm also on Instagram. I'm working on getting on Snapchat, but I don't know how to. I'll have to do that later. I'll have to put up an image or something of my oh, cool. Yeah, thank you for the host, man. Awesome. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get that code to make you guys my friends on Snapchat and on Pokemon Go, for that matter. That'll come up. I'll let that load and I'll give you guys all my code to be friends on Pokemon Go. All right, back to this thing. I'm gonna go meander over here now. So 1 second. Here we go. It's gonna making noises and stuff. Okay, cool. All right, so this week, guys, we had a few developments. Let me start off with the pops here. I am going to be trading and selling pops. At least that's how I'm kind of going to go about collecting them, because I don't know enough. I do have a few pops, like the Iron Man, Hulkbuster. I have an Iron Man one from the latest Avengers movie for Infinity War. So Marvel stuff I'm collecting. I'm probably going to be collecting some Pokemon pops. But if I do have any extras, I am going to trade / sell them. So if any of you like and or see anything that I am selling, please go ahead and send me a DM and we'll talk trade and or purchase. Some of this stuff is making its way onto eBay. I can give special consideration and or a deal if you talk to me directly through any of these mediums on Facebook, Instagram, etc. I may be able to provide a discount if you guys talk to me through there. Anyway, so here we have two particular items. We have one pop, number 534, for the Lord of the Rings of the pop movies, like family, I guess is what you call it. And we also have the Harry Potter, Ron Weasley, and Hermione Granger 3-pack. And these guys happen to be holding, I know this, dang it, what are they holding? They're holding I forget exactly what they're holding, but they dig it out of the ground and it starts screaming. I know it. Does somebody on chat know it? Somebody on chat? Do you guys know what it is? Somebody talk to me. Tell me what it is. It'll take a while for it to like update and stuff. But, alright, here we go. Okay. Alright, so yeah, these are the two pops that I have. These two I happen to get from Barnes & Nobles, because these happen to be exclusives to Barnes & Nobles themselves. So this Aragorn, number 534, is not just any Aragorn, it's King Aragorn. So he's wearing his crown, and he's wearing his signet ring, his armor, he's got his cape on, he's got his sword, he's got everything going on. This guy is fully decked out. And in this set also comes 528 Merry Brandybuck, 529 is Treebeard, 530 is Pippin Took, 531 is Aragorn, 532 is Gollum, and 533 is Lurtz. I've seen some of these guys. I don't think I've seen the two Hobbits out yet. But sometimes I go down to a shop called Quests and I try and find some pops there as well. They're pretty cool. But so far I haven't. I think I've only picked up the Iron Man stuff from there. So
Yeah, so these were 2 pickups that I made this week. Announced this week, which I think is really, really awesome. I'm gonna go move back over here. Are Pokemon Pops, okay? Pokemon Pops have just been announced, and the first Target exclusive is gonna drop on July 29th. Okay? It's gonna be Pikachu by himself, and he's probably going to be in a particular pose because it is going to be a Target exclusive and all that. Usually how Pops does any type of release of any character, it will usually have a character and then it'll have effectively variants, kind of like how we discussed variants in a comic book cover. They'll have a character come out and then variants come out for particular stores. So you will have effectively like that Aragorn come out as a normal, or what they refer to as a common, and then they'll come out with variants for as specifically an exclusive for a given store, whether that's Barnes and Nobles, Walmart, Target, Box Lunch, GameStop, and I think there's a couple other places. There used to be Toys R Us exclusives, but since Toys R Us doesn't exist anymore, they are now gone. And they've increased in price as of late. So that you know, if somebody was a collector and they were at some point thinking about getting a Toys R Us exclusive pop, I don't see them going down in price. They would probably only be going up. That's if anybody really wanted to collect something. Maybe Joffrey the Giraffe, I'm thinking. But I digress. Anyway, in a later podcast, I'm gonna make sure that I have a website browser open and available so that I can search these things that I'm talking about, and as far as news and things that I've been finding out. I'll save that for a later date because I don't want to mess too much with it while we're live. Okay, moving back over here. Oh my, all the noise. Okay, moving back over here. Recently there's been a reduction in price, I've noticed, of Shining Celebi. Now you guys may be wondering, alright, who's this? Alright, I know Celebi, I've heard of him, but why him? Why? I went and bought 4 Shining Celebis and a couple other ones earlier this week because they're pretty cheap as far as this card is concerned. Now, why would I consider them cheap? As far as like a speculation, because as far as collectibles go, they're considered a non-registered asset. So like the stock market, you can speculate on the value of certain collectibles as to why people flip cards and or flip collectibles like Pops and Pokemon cards and comic books and the sort. So people don't only collect and or trade in these items because they just like them. I like them, but I also like to speculate in them because to me that makes the act of investing more fun. And people always suggest that when you're investing in anything, the more you know about it, the more you're better prepared as to when to strike, when to know when to buy, when to know when to sell. So, given these suggestions and a parameter as to what would be most effective for speculating and or trading to be as informed as possible about a subject, you might as well be as informed as possible about something you like. So that's why I choose to speculate and trade in Pokemon cards, comic books, and pop figures, along with maybe Tesla the stock itself. Full disclosure, I do have the Robinhood app that lets you effectively trade for free. Yeah, let me know if you guys are interested in that. Because I also do dabble in the stock market since I am basically trained as an economist. But that would be a personal chat here therein. Moving on. So the reason I decided to purchase said Celebi cards at effectively around $5.50 average price a piece is that I noticed a couple things. One, on TCG Player, they generally have a range of prices from effectively a low condition to a very high condition. So effectively from like, depending on the card, whether or not there's a lot of them, and a lot of them in various conditions, like from 1 to 10, from super damaged to pristine. But the highest that they'll sell you a raw card in is effectively a near mint card, so effectively a 7 for those that want to know what that corresponds to in the PSA grading format. The highest thing somebody will let somebody effectively say what a condition is on a card they're selling is effectively a 7. Nobody is stressing anybody enough with just their say-so to say that a card is above a 7, and I think that's pretty fair. So there could be 10s that you could be buying, you don't exactly know, but 7 is the highest that they will let somebody effectively give a grade for. So knowing this, there were a lot of near mint condition cards that were for sale next to effectively lightly played and played cards. And I was like, they're priced the same. That doesn't make any sense. They should be priced differently, right? The lightly played and the played cards should be priced higher. So what I did is I went and basically bought 6 cards that happen to be below and or at the same price as the lightly played and played cards. Because it doesn't make sense for anybody to be selling a card for a lower price unless they really want to move that product. So I went ahead and I moved it for them because I can wait some more time in holding these cards in this condition for a longer amount of time. That's my advantage. So I went in and bought these because at some point, maybe like 3 to 4 months ago, these were selling at nearly $25 a piece. So buying it at $5 a piece seemed like a pittance. And knowing that there's going to be a rotation pretty soon, it was basically something that I was guessing where the price of this card might be going up further. So yeah, oh, Mandrakes, thank you, Jessica. Oh man, that's exactly what I, yes, Mandrake Root. Yes, thank you guys. Oh man, you guys are awesome. Thank you very much. So let's see here, let me bring that back in real quick. Yeah, so the thing that's being shown here, these are little Mandrake Roots, and they scream and shout when you pull them out. And yeah, that's what these guys are depicted. Effectively pulling out, they're wearing their coats, and they have earmuffs on because it was cold when they did this in the movies. Anyway, moving on. Alright, so that's the reason why I purchased these, and also because there is effectively a paywall to get your hands on a Shining Celebi, because it's not just anywhere where you could get a Shining Celebi. If a card is usually worth like say $40 a card, it's from a set, it's from a paywall, in that statistically it's hard to get it, right? A lot of times promo cards tend to be lower priced because there is a definite location where you can retrieve the item, because it's part of either a promotional packaging, a promotional set, it's included in a some
some place where you know you can get it if you shell out a certain amount of dollars, right? So right now, the prices of these have gone down. I'm assuming because Walmart happens to be selling cheaper than normal a large box, the Shining Legends Super Premium Collection box, and so the amount of Shining Celebi that are available happen to increase because the price of the paywall has come down. Where retail, this particular box was almost at $80 to $100. So the cost of entry for a Shining Celebi card, because there happens to be like 4 different promotional cards that come in that particular box. This is one of them, and this is the only card that happens to have this ability called Time Recall, which I think is actually pretty interesting. Whereas this is the ability of the Pokemon itself. Each of your evolved Pokemon can use any attack from its previous evolutions. So it still has to have the energy to use the attack, etc. But I feel like that opens up the field considerably. Whether or not you're using either a standard deck and or using a deck in expanded. So all these are going to be factors of whether or not this ability could be really useful. I'm assuming that in expanded it could be more, but I'm also betting that there are probably going to be a few evolution lines where this particular card could be pretty cool. So that's my speculation, and that's why I think at the current 5 or below is a good entry point for Shining Celebi. That's just me. So I'm willing to buy and hold these for a moment while I go ahead and sell effectively my other cards. What else can we talk about here? Let's see. I didn't actually buy any comic books this week. But let's see what else happened this week. What else can I talk about? I have been effectively dabbling in trying to find and locate like rare and collectible pops, as to the reason why I decided to get the 3-pack of the Harry Potters and the I have effectively 2 of the 3-pack and 2 of the King Aragorn. But I've been trying to find out how easily it is to like find an exclusive, and or how easy it is to find something basically of worth, and how expensive they are to grab in the first place inside of a store. So that's been that's been my investigation as of this week. So I've been going to places like Target on the regular, Walmart on the regular, GameStop on the regular, to different locations to see what effectively they have and what I could possibly get. Now what I've been also learning is that I don't know nearly enough about all the different pops, about what's coming out, what's basically hot, what's not, and what price point would be a good price point to grab something at, to flip on the net. So that's kind of what I'm experimenting with, yeah, the things that I've been kind of learning this week. So yeah, let's see what else. Oh, also this week in Pokemon Go, there is a, let me see if it gives the news for it. The community day for August has been announced. It's gonna be on August 12th. The Pokemon in particular that's gonna be available for mass consumption is gonna be Eevee, and so there's gonna be a shiny Eevee that's gonna be available. Now what this means compared to like the rest,
like for the later evolutions is that there's gonna be a shiny of everything else available. Meaning there's gonna be a shiny Jolteon, Vaporeon, Leafeon, Espeon, Umbreon. That's the 3. Yeah, that's everybody that happens to be out right now. I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So that's all the potential shinies that are going to be available, which is pretty cool. So if you happen to be jumping back into Pokemon Go, this is a pretty good time because having shiny Eevee series could be potentially... I'm hoping they're going to change the method by which you can trade Pokemon, because that would mean that Pokemon could effectively be tradable for money. At least that's the entrepreneur in me. That's what I'm thinking about when I hope they start moving these things. Pikachu is still roaming around with his glasses and a sun hat, which is super adorable. I still haven't gotten a Pichu yet, but I really want one. What else is going on? Regice is still available. There's going to be a Zapdos Day that's going to be available if we as a community go ahead and unlock him through the global challenge. There's going to be a special research, which I haven't even seen yet. I should probably take a look at that. Okay, there's no special research yet, but it should be here pretty soon. So right now I have like two more researches to complete before I get the box, because I haven't gotten a box yet this week, which is, you know, my girlfriend tends to beat me every week because she's like every day she gets her research in, and I don't, because I'm not that good. She's the Pokemaster here. I'm the Pokemon Master Light, unfortunately. So yeah, that's what's going on in Pokemon Go. Also, there's a few Alolan forms that happen to be available now. There's a Alolan form of Geodude and Diglett that are now like free roaming. We've also seen a really random and strange, like, not drops, what would I call them? The random encounters, right? We recently saw today a Charizard in the wild, and my fiance saw the Charizard with me, and then she also saw I know this because I caught one earlier this week too. Let me see if I see it. It is... it looks like a... Oh, there it is. Magmar. Yeah, she caught a Magmar. Yeah, so it's like kind of strange, right? It's like there's also a Snorunt. There's also Minims and Plusles that happen to be out with their shiny counterparts as well. That's new right now. But yeah, there's generally like a list of shinies. Let me go ahead and see if I can find current list of shinies for Pokemon Go. Let me see if I can find that. Complete list of shinies as of now. Oh man, there's like a lot. Okay, so we have Bulbasaur in its evolution chain, Charmander, his evolution chain, Squirtle with and without sunglasses. There is Pichu with hat and no hat, and its evolution lining, so that means Pikachu and Raichu. Shelter, Magby, Magikarp, Omanyte, Kabuto, Aerodactyl, Articuno, which we missed. Oh! Apparently this one's really hard to get. So not only was it available one day for 3 hours, but it was also pretty tough to get during that time. Not a whole lot of people got it, so that one's actually kind of rare to have. Dratini, Togepi, Mareep, Murkrow, I'm only saying the first in the evolution lines, by the way. Dratini, Togepi, Mareep, Murkrow, Waynut, Wobbuffet, Larvitar, Lugia, Ho-Oh. I don't have a shining Lugia or Ho-Oh yet, which makes me sad. There's a Poochyena, a Makuhita, a Sableye, a Mawile, an Aeron, an Aeron, a Meditite, a Roselia, a Wailmer, a Swablu, a Shuppet, a Duskull, an Absol, a Snorunt, a Lovedusk, and a Kyogre. I'm surprised they haven't come out with his counterpart, Groudon, I believe is his name. But they're probably saving that for like a couple months down the road. The list isn't really long. Oh, cool. Yeah, sweet. You caught a Slugma. Awesome. There happens to be a Rattata next to me right now. I'm really glad they're starting to release the Alolan forms. Even though it's like a few generations out, technically, I'm really glad that they've come out earlier, because they're a really beautiful addition, I feel, to like the original 151s. So the Alolan form of like Vulpix is gorgeous, along with the Alolan form of not Diglett. What's the other one? Sandshrew? Yeah, Sandshrew. Because Sandslash looks pretty awesome with basically becoming an ice type. And the other Alolan forms are just pretty cool, where you have basically Raichu flying on a surfboard. You have who else is available? Diglett has like surfer hair, that's pretty awesome as well. Then you've got Rattata, which looks like he like grew a mustache. Geodude, which becomes an electric type and a rock type, which I find really like it's pretty impressive. I find it pretty impressive that they're releasing more Pokemon that are effectively opposite types. So in a way where, like, from the originals, one of the few that would be kind of like weak to itself was like Psychic. Is there a oh yeah, Bayleaf is probably, oh no, not yet. Oh, you just caught a Bayleaf. Okay, I was gonna say there's no shiny Bayleaf, not yet. Where was I? I'm losing my train of thought. Oh yeah, basically types and what? Yeah, Alolan forms. And yeah, so of the original 151, some of the very few types that were kind of weak to itself was Psychic. Where if you had another Psychic, then it would be like a super effective attack. But that rarely happened, where a Pokemon would have two types, and the two types would be, one would be weak with each other. So if you fought one against the other, it would be like a really quick fight, because they would effectively be like glass cannons to each other. That normally doesn't happen, but with like these Alolan Geodudes, Gravelers, and Golems, they're kind of now weak to each other. And they're non-Alolan counterparts, which is really weird, but kind of awesome at the same time. So it's kind of cool to see Pokemon kind of pulling from opposite directions now. So yeah, I find that kind of impressive. For those of you that collect also Pokemon cards, sneakers, and a few other things, there's a different app called Snups. This particular app lets you have basically groups of people. I happen to have a group. Those of you interested in joining my group, you guys can post basically anything you want in there, whether it's a Pokemon card, a pop, a comic book. I'm probably gonna put like the majority of my collection in there. I have a few things on there, and the things that I happen to trade. Oh, I am I have made a trade through Snups already. So I happen to be trading the Prism Star Lunala for a card, so that's pretty cool. It kind of, I didn't think it would. It's pretty interesting conducting trades. I feel like when I used to be, in middle school, when Pokemon had just recently come out, where you would like trade with your buddies, like, okay, I'll take this, but not this one. Could I get that one? And it's whether or not they really wanted it or not, that whether or not they would let something that you wanted go, right? So perceived value is the name of the game, and so as far as trading is concerned. And I find that I really like to trade, which is probably why I went for an economics degree first. But I digress. So if you guys happen to download the app for Snups, my group, if you look for it, is called Pikachu's Treasure Hunt. I also have a Facebook page dedicated to Pikachu's Treasure Hunt as well. And that's where I generally post just purely Pokemon items and or sometimes news about Pokemon in particular. So yeah, if you guys want to follow me there too, that'd be pretty awesome. Okay, let's see here. We have cool. We basically made it to 50 minutes, which I think is a pretty good amount of time. I'm gonna take 5 minutes here and discuss really quickly what your gear would be if you wanted to collect and store Pokemon cards and or have them ready for to send them to PSA. I'm going to do that really quick for about 5 minutes, and then I'll close out the podcast. So give me 1 second. Let me meander back over here. Okay. So if you guys saw these shining Celebies, they're more or less what they call top loaders. So Ultra Pro happens to be a pretty reputable maker of plastic holders for your cards, whether they are what's called a regular top loader. They make two types of sleeves. One which they call a penny sleeve, which is like kind of loose fitting on the card, and a Pro Fit, which is really tight and almost has zero plastic around the outside, which you have a nice snug fit. There's effectively I feel like it's better protected, but it lets you effectively what's called double sleeving, so you can fit your Pokemon card and or baseball card, if you collect baseball cards, and or any other card for that matter that happens to be collectible or whatnot, you can effectively double sleeve. And what that means is, here, let me move this microphone a little bit closer in case you guys don't hear me. What that basically means is you can have a penny sleeve, a Pro Fit first. You would have a Pro Fit. You would fit your card into a Pro Fit sleeve first, and this Pro Fit is snug enough and small enough that you could effectively fit it into a penny sleeve, and then that would be your deck that you would play with. There are also different kinds of sleeves that they make where they have an outside that is either like shown right here, Mario. Sometimes they're made by Pokemon themselves. This one is showing Necrozma. And yeah, so that's how you could, if you wanted to play and you wanted to protect your cards from moisture, etc., contaminants in the air, dust, etc., that would be a good way to protect your deck that you're playing with. You could I generally ship my cards in Pro Fits and in penny sleeves as well. I use top loaders sometimes to ship with. I'm using also what's called semi-rigid sleeves. This would be the type of container that you use to send to PSA. And then apart from this, yeah, there would be effectively your sleeves of your sheets that come in 9x9s. There are also ones that come in 2x2s that are a lot bigger, where you could effectively fit a PSA graded card, and or you could fit effectively top loaders. So you could effectively fit, if you get them from the mail and you don't want to take them out and you don't want to touch them because they're that special to you, you could effectively take it from here and put it directly into the sleeve and into a binder for you to collect. So those are the items that you would be using to collect and or protect your Pokemon, your baseball, your Star Wars Destiny, anything like that. So yeah, that's basically our podcast for today. Thank you guys so very much for joining me this week. This week I'm gonna find out a way to do it, to add the music to this recording. So yeah, I hope to see you guys next week, and thank you guys again. Be safe, and this has been your Designated Inquirer signing out. So thank you guys very much. Cool, 40 minutes. All right. Oh, all right, guys on stream. Thank you guys for being patient and sticking all the way through. To the two of you, there were a good group of like 4 or 5 of you that stuck through there for like most of it. Thank you guys, I appreciate that. I find it pretty impressive. What'd you guys think, those of you that are still here? Lol. Thanks, man, I appreciate it. What piece of information did you find most useful, by the way? Ooh, it's warm. Oh. Oh man. All the card sleeves? Good. Good. Ooh, man, it's warm. Alright, so that's uploading, that's good. That's there. Red is still there. What else is going on? Sweet. I'm so glad that they haven't made any Pokemon pops yet, so it's gonna be like fever pitch with like Pokemon Go being as popular as it is today. If I got more than one of these like Target exclusives, I could probably turn around and flip that one for probably a decent amount. And or I could probably just hold it, because I could probably trade it later on for a decent amount. I'm gonna be on the lookout for a lot of those pops though, because I'd really like a collection of maybe the original 151s in pop form. That'd be pretty cool, or at least my favorites. Like I'd like to get like a Ghastly, Haunter, Gengar, a Squirtle, Turtle, Blastoise, an Abra, Kadabra, and Alakazam, a Geodude, Graveler, Golem. Like these were like my original 6, you know? Then I always had a Pidgeot, but it'd be kind of, I don't need a Pop Pidgey, you know? I don't need a Pop Pidgeotto. Oh, you did? Oh, it's on okay, interesting. Okay, good. Because I don't know how much of Pokemon is all on Netflix. Nice. I forget when they introduce shinies to the game itself. That would probably be interesting to look at. When When did Pokemon introduce shinies? Because I think it was like an error. Shiny Pokemon. Okay, here it is. Whoa. Alright, shiny Pokemon, previously officially known as alternate coloration or rare coloration, are called Color Pokemon in Pokemon Stadium 2. Is a specific Pokemon with different coloration to what is usual for its species. It is one of the many differences that Pokemon can have within its species. The term shiny was first created by fans to refer to the sparkling around effect, an animation made at the start of an encounter with one in the games. Eventually, this term fell into official usage in Generation 4. Oh, so it started in 3rd generation. Interesting. Used on promotional material promoting shiny event Pokemon. The term shiny Pokemon is first used in-game in Pokemon Black and White in Nimbasa City. Shiny Pokemon can differ in color from the normal counterparts very little or very much. Some Pokemon such as Glaceon or Pichu have a shiny coloration only a few shades darker or lighter in color. However, many Pokemon have a spectacular difference between their normal and shiny versions. Even extremely common Pokemon like Caterpie show a dramatic difference. Ooh, I didn't know that. An evolutionary line is not necessarily guaranteed to have similar shiny colorations, even if their standard colorations are the same. Both Ponyta and Rapidash have orange flames, but a shiny Ponyta has blue, while a shiny Rapidash has gray. Wow. This is switched in Generation 2. Sometimes two Pokemon in an evolutionary line with different standard colorations have the same shiny coloration, as in the case of Skitty and Delcatty. Interesting. Oh man, there's so much information. Oiway. So it started in Generation 2. Interesting. Wow. So you're most likely going to find some on Crystal. Interesting. Oh, wait. The Red Gyarados was already like the first shiny though ever in like the first Pokemon game, right? So it kind of like from Gen 1, we already knew that there could be different colors, but I thought that was like because it was experimented with through like Pokemon or Team Rocket. That's what I thought anyway. Interesting. Sweet. Alrighty. Well, since the podcast is complete, I think, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and call this stream right here, guys. I'm wondering whether or not I should play some Sea of Thieves, or if I should play some WoW. I'm not sure, because I don't have too much time in being awake. But I do have to prep for the rest of this week. So yeah, I think I'm gonna call it right here. Thank you guys so very much for your valuable time. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I really do. Insomniac, thanks for being a great friend. Jessica, thanks for being an even more amazing best friend. Thank you. She's my significant other. Anybody else that drops by, thank you guys so very much for your support. And if you're genuinely like what I'm doing, thank you very much. It's very flattering. Go ahead and give me a follow in any of these like places that I've mentioned. That'd be awesome. And yeah, dude, Insomniac, I'll see you later, man. This is Squirtle Squad. Signing out. Hasta la vista. Later, guys.